Man, I understand your anger. This is a secret that he withheld, and it's not uncommon, but this is painful for folks.
Well, this is difficult. Look, people withhold this kind of information because there's a little bit of shame associated with this, and it's very
sometimes
tough.
a lot of shame.
A lot of shame.
So, yeah.
Actually, yeah. You know, it's tough to take ownership for choices that led you down a wrong path, and it's really tough to announce to someone that you love, look, you're going to have to bear the burden for my past. And that's a hard thing. We understand the reticence, but it's a really difficult thing now to find out, okay, I've been tricked into this, and now I discover I have to take ownership for a debt. It's impacting my record and my future.
Right, so we have at least two suggestions for you. Number one is get your feelings out. It'll serve no helpful purpose just to kind of sit on this and pretend like, oh, you know, I'm going to be the good wife or whatever and not get angry about this.
Yeah,
you have a right to be angry
exactly.
about it.
You don't want to suppress those because they're going to find a way out one way or the other. And they might come up when you're in the midst of shopping and you have a decision to make or whatever it is. And
yeah, because you're going to feel
huge.
limited in your choices because of this debt. And you didn't know that was going to be a part of this. So make sure you get those feelings out. However, make sure it's constructive. It's not about just totally taking a 2x4 to his forehead. You know, it's about really making sure that your feelings are on the table. What happens with negative feelings that we repress, of course, they have a high rate of resurrection.
They do.
And so you want to get these out in the open so that you're talking about it freely. You don't want to talk about it forever. This is not a conversation you want to drag on for months. But it may take you a few weeks to kind of process some of this.
And I'm glad you said that because here's the point. You know, your spouse cannot change what's happened in the past, and they cannot change the fact that you were unaware of it until now. There's nothing they can do. So what you need to do is be invested in the future and really reestablishing trust for the future and even guidelines that you both agree to live to. And if you can focus on that, and if your spouse agrees to this shared ownership, to this openness, to a higher standard of, you know, integrity when it comes to revealing things, that's what your focus needs to be on, really establishing now a partnership that you can count on.
Yeah, because if you don't do that, you're going to start to think, well, what else did he hide from me if it was the credit card debt?
Or to feel a sense of hopelessness that it may never change, and this may be our pattern.
Right. Well, I said I had two suggestions. That's the first one. Number two is to get some financial consulting.
Absolutely.
Make sure you have a professional show you how to dig out of this hole of credit card debt.
There really is a strategy that's smart about a way to tackle an overwhelming debt. And so when you can connect with someone who knows the best strategy for you after analyzing your situation, it gives you a sense of empowerment to really focus.
Right, and there's lots of good resources out there. You're going to see some of them on our website as well. And the whole point here is to make sure you don't just become complacent about, oh, well, he did this to us and there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, we're drowning in debt and it's over for us.
You know, you've heard it, plastic surgery. Sometimes it's pretty drastic. You got to cut up those plastic credit cards and some other things. But take your life, you're in control of it. You can do something about it.
That's right.
So take hope in that.